So here are the two main formulas for quadratic equations. So the first one it's ax squared plus bx plus c, and the second one is a bracket x minus h squared plus k. And all these coefficients are constants. And usually a cannot be zero. If not, it will just be bx plus c, which is a linear equation. So how the quadratic equation comes about? All quadratic equations must has a x squared term, and hence quadratic equations can vary on their constants. So the general equation is y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. Most quadratic equations have this formula right here. And some quadratics can be factorized so that it is easier to find x and a better way to present your answers. So what is factorization? Factorization is usually expressed in this form, and we can use cross-method factorization to find the factorized form of a quadratic. So from here, you see that x squared minus 5x plus 6 is factorized to give you bracket x minus 2 times bracket x minus 3. Now, by drawing a simple diagram, we can evaluate the factors of x. From this diagram over here, it shows you how to find the factors of x using this cross method multiplication. So following the arrows, you can see that this x will be multiplied by this, this x will be multiplied by this -3 to give you -3x over here. And this x will be multiplied by this -2 to give you this -2x over here. And if you add these two together, it'll give you -5x, which should match the coefficient over here. Similarly, -2 multiplied by -3 will give you -6, which should match this coefficient. So since these all match, therefore these two are the correct factors for this quadratic equation. So here is another example of a quadratic that can be factorized using cross-method factorization. You can try it out for yourself. Now you can see that if we draw it like here, and we know that 3x can only be turned into, the 10 can only be turned into 5 times 2 or 1 times 10. So you see which one makes more sense. Usually it would be 5 and 2, which would give you 10. But here it says -10. So one of these numbers must have a negative term in it. So multiply like this. We get 5x here and 2x here. Now to get our -3x, it means that this has to be -5x plus 2x will give you -3x. Hence, the negative sign will belong here. And by -5 times 2, it gives you -10, which matches all the coefficients in this equation. Therefore, it's x minus 5 and x plus 2. So here's another example where you use the difference of squares to find the factorized form. Instead of using the cross method from just now, we can use a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b bracket a minus b. So from here, you know that 4 is equivalent to 2 squared. So you can express it as x squared minus 2 squared. And when you use this formula, you can get this. So here are some other examples for you to try out on your own. You may pause the video, and yeah. From the solutions, we see that x is 2 and x is 3. So let's go through this question. So here, x and 6, which can be 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. Using your thinking process, you should be able to come out with -2 and -3. Why? Because when x is -2, it gives you -2x. And when x is -3, it gives you -3x. And these two together, and it gives you -5x. These two multiplied will gives you 6, and this is x squared. So Therefore, since all the coefficients match with the ones here, it's x minus 2 and x minus 3. And therefore, that's how you get your answer 2 and 3 for x. So for the bottom question, realize that the coefficient of x squared is 2. So we write 2x and x, 2x squared. Now using the same logic, we see that this should be 3 at the bottom and 1 at the top. Because 2x times 3 will give you 6x and x times 1 gives you x. To get 7x. Now 1 times 3 is 3 and it matches all the coefficients. So it'll be 2x plus 1 and x plus 3. That's how you get your x values.